businesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA.
Welcome, everybody. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. And it is a glorious day outside, although it's clouding up, but the sun was shining earlier and everything is melting. I know I say that every day lately, but I love this time of year. I love as we move from winter into spring and things melt. Not a fan of winter, so I like to see things melt, winter melting away. Anyway, so yes, we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 and, of course, on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Friday, March 17, 2023. Oh, I hear Irish music outside. And yes, it is St. Patrick's Day. I am, now, by the way, full disclosure, I swear I didn't do this on purpose. I must have done this subconsciously. So today, those of you watching online can see I have my WMNH shirt on. And, some days I wear my Matt Connerton Unleashed shirt, or one of them. I've got a bunch of them, obviously. I've got a couple WMNH shirts. The WMNH shirts that I have happen to be green. This is what I grabbed to wear today. I was not consciously thinking about it being St. Patrick's Day, but it was probably rattling around in my subconscious mind, which being a hypnotherapist, I know a thing or two about. So that's probably why I chose this shirt. I didn't think of it consciously, but I thought of it subconsciously or unconsciously. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I am Irish myself. Connerton is an Irish name. I am Irish and German, but I do not particularly celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I'm not much of a drinker, number one, never have been. And I think corned beef and cabbage is disgusting. So I'm like the anti-Irish. So I'm here to ruin your St. Patrick's Day if you're celebrating by saying terrible things about all the things that you probably love on this day. No, that's not really my purpose. But if I do happen to ruin your St. Patrick's Day, well, that's on you. I can only be me, and you can react. You choose to react or not react accordingly to how I am. So if my words offend you, that's your problem. But I do stand by them. I'm not much of a drinker, and I don't have so much a problem with cabbage, but corned beef I think is nasty. It's like it's all stringy. It's like meat that's already been chewed. I do not understand how any normal functioning human being can enjoy corned beef. It is baffling to me. And maybe Shannon has the answer because Shannon is on the line. And Shannon, that's a good Irish name. Hello, Shannon.
Hello?
I'd address you in a funny Irish accent, but I cannot do accents. I wish that I could.
That was a little French hello.
A French hello on St. Patrick's Day? How dare you?
French Irish.
You are being culturally insensitive, Shannon. How dare you? My goodness.
How dare I know, huh? Well, see, I think you should really tell the listeners the truth and the people on Facebook. The shirt you're wearing is green because Jenny put it out for you last night.
No. But that would, no. She does not put out my clothes for me.
No?
No.
Not even on a special day?
No. She might make suggestions occasionally. No, but I honest to God, I was not thinking about it when I grabbed this shirt today to wear.
Yeah.
It was not in the front of my mind, but it may have been in the back of my mind.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other thing I wanted to say was, it's probably drunk in downtown Manchester.
It's probably drunk in downtown Manchester?
Drunk in downtown Manchester.
Yes.
Today.
Probably. I did not see any instances arriving here today of public intoxication on Elm Street, but I'm sure there are some, just not yet clearly visible, but will become more so as the day wears on. Luckily, Shannon, Friday is my long day here at WMNH because I have this show. And then, of course, I'm back tonight for Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. I don't even have to leave the building, so I will remain safe from all of the drunkenness of the outside world until I have to leave tonight after Paul's show, of course. And then I will have to face all the drunkenness of the outside world and hope
It'll be worse.
At that time, it will be worse. And there's probably a 36% chance that I will be careened into by an inebriated driver on the way home. I've done the math. It's 36%. So it's not good. It's not good, Shannon. Very dangerous.
Just because it's St. Patty's Day and everybody's drinking doesn't mean you have to come to fisticuffs, so be good. No tomfoolery, no ballyhoo.
See, I wish I could speak with an accent like that, but I can't. I can't do accents. I can't even do a British accent. I end up sounding like an Australian with severe head trauma.
Right? You can do you can't do what because of serious head trauma?
If I try to do a British accent, I sound like an Australian with severe head trauma.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay, and just one more question. I'm going to let you go. You shame every food there is that people like. What is it that you eat?
Well, I'm a simple man, Shannon. I like simple food. I like pizza. I like burgers. I like salad, which is good, very healthy. Jenny makes wonderful salads. Jenny makes great things, pasta and so forth. It's not that I just don't understand, like corned beef and cabbage to me, honestly, I can't even tolerate the smell of it. It just smells disgusting to me. I don't know how people eat it, Shannon, especially corned beef. The texture of it is so, I'm becoming nauseous thinking about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, don't just delete that from your
I'm not saying people shouldn't eat it. Look, at the end of the day, I'm a libertarian on these matters. You do you eat what you want, but
I just figured I'd ask because.
But I will judge you. Sorry.
You like pizza as long as it doesn't have pineapple on it.
Yes, I don't. Basically, I like pizza as long as it doesn't have anything on it that is disgusting. And pineapple on pizza is disgusting. Also,
no anchovies.
Anchovies, disgusting. Olives, disgusting.
Broccoli.
So broccoli on pizza, very disgusting. So yes, I enjoy a delicious pizza, but only as long as the toppings on the pizza are delicious.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, that works. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Are you? I don't mean to get personal, but are you a vegetarian?
I am not a vegetarian.
No, because you just said hamburger.
Right. I eat far less meat than I used to, and you really shouldn't eat too much meat as you get older anyway. But some would say you shouldn't eat much meat or any meat at all at any age. I've known some people who are very committed to their vegetarianism and their veganism. But I find if I go too long without red meat, I start to, it's almost like I need the iron or something. I start to feel sluggish. Jenny has that issue too. Every once in a while we'll get burgers from Dairy Queen or something. Just once in a while. Everything in moderation, Shannon.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's the key.
So you will eat chicken?
I will eat chicken. I don't like to eat chicken off of a bone. I don't like to sit there with chicken, and I do not like. Yes, chicken breast. Yes, I will eat that. I don't like dark meat, whether it's chicken or turkey. I find that disgusting. I like the white meat, but even that.
What kind of salad dressing do you like?
Oh, dressing. So, Shannon, you've actually stumbled upon something where I am not particularly fussy. I like almost any kind of dressing there is. It is difficult to find a salad dressing that I do not like. So you actually found an example of something where I'm not such a picky eater. One of the few things.
Right.
I enjoy most kinds of salad dressing.
Okay, it's about time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think, I haven't looked for it because I get Catalina, but I think Catalina is the new French. I don't even know if they have French dressing anymore.
Oh, sure. I like French dressing.
No, French.
French.
Oh, I thought you said ranch.
No, but I like ranch too. But I like most dressings.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right, Shannon.
You have a good rest of your show, and I'll be listening.
All right. Thank you for the call,
Jenny,
Shannon.
I said hello and happy St. Patrick's Day.
She can hear you, yes. All right, Shannon. Very good. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That was our friend Shannon. Always nice to hear from her. That does open up the line for you if you'd like to join us today. 603-250-6007 is the studio line at WMNH, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com, or even just message me directly through the website. You can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, and we will say hello to everybody in there in just a moment. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. A couple of programming notes coming up today at 5 p.m. on the show. As we do every Friday, we will have Eric Pilcher's Classic Film Review, a very popular segment on the program. And this week, the subject that Eric has chosen is the 1994 film Blue Chips, starring Nick Nolte. And actually, there's a number of big names in the film, a lot of many of them from the basketball world, because that's what it's about college basketball and the corruption and so forth. But and by the way, it's funny. So I had said the other day that Blue Chips is one of the films I'd never seen, because occasionally, sometimes Eric will have a review of something that I've never seen, a film that I haven't seen, and I'll listen to Eric's review and it makes me want to see the film. And I had said that I'd never seen Blue Chips, but then as I'm listening to the review, because I always listen to them ahead of time, as I was listening to the review last night, there was something familiar about it, one of the scenes that Eric played. And then so I went and I found the scene on YouTube, and I realized I actually have seen Blue Chips. I guess it was 1994. I may have seen it when it came out, and that's wow. That's a long time. That's almost 3 decades ago. So I must have seen it, and maybe I didn't see the whole thing, or maybe it just didn't resonate with me at the time. But there was something familiar about one of the scenes. So I went to watch the scene on YouTube, and I said, I remember this scene. But there were other scenes that Eric featured in his review that I did not remember. So maybe I just never saw the whole thing. But now I want to see the whole thing. Nick Nolte, such a great actor, too. So that is the subject of Eric's Classic Film Review today at 5 p.m. We'll feature that. Of course, immediately after this show, Fridays are very busy here at WMNH. We have Granted State of Mind, hosted by the great Rob Azevedo and Paulie Stone. I'm not sure what they have planned for this week's show, but they will be in. And then, of course, I'm back tonight at 8 p.m. for Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. I have the honor and privilege of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show, along with DJ Steve, who also does double duty on Fridays. DJ Steve is usually in the morning for the morning show with Peter White, and then he returns for Retro Spectrum Radio as well. And I think this week, actually, it's right here on social media. Carl Bannister, a friend of Paul's from back in the day, will be joining us. And I know that Mike from Queen City Cabinetry, one of our great sponsors here at WMNH, is also an official part of the show now, but I know he's been injured, so I don't know if he's back this week or not. But this is what Paul put on social media regarding tonight's show. On Retro Spectrum Radio, we'll be doing something really cool. We're digging deep into the WMNH archives and playing extremely rare original versions of popular songs that you had no idea were covered and made famous by your favorite band. Original songs that were covered, reworked, and in some cases ripped off from the original artists. We'll also be joined in the studio by old friend and fellow DJ Carl Bannister. Carl worked as a DJ with me at the Coliseum back in the 90s and worked as a DJ and MC at the Yee Dynasty on South Willow Street for many years. Spend your St. Paddy's Day night with us. The fun starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes. And if you join us online, by the way, of course, if you're right here in Manchester, you can always listen on your FM band at 95.3. But if you are joining us online, what we recommend is hang out with us in the chat room on the Facebook live chat on the Retro Spectrum Radio Facebook page. But stream the audio of the show at WMNHradio.org. Paul usually mutes the audio on Facebook so that we don't get in trouble with Facebook. But we do like to have an active chat room. We like to hang out with everybody in the chat room while the show is on. So you can hang out with us in the chat room, but open another tab on your browser, go to WMNHradio.org and click Listen Live, and you can join us there. And the sound quality is better on the website, too. So, Paulie C is in the chat room and says, Mike will be back next week. We already started bubble wrapping stuff. Very good, very good. All right. So that is all happening today. And by the way, a quick note about next Monday's show. Next Monday here on Matt Connerton Unleashed, it'll be very special. Jenny will be with me, and we will be joined by a gentleman, a musician. We have a musical guest on Monday, Jesse Coffey, who happens to be Jenny's son. It will not be Jesse's first time here at WMNH, because a few weeks ago he was the guest on Granted State of Mind with Rob Azevedo and Paulie Stone. But he'll be coming in on Monday to join us in the second hour on Matt Connerton Unleashed, and he's going to bring his guitar and He's going to play live for us in studio, so we really look forward to that. So that'll be Monday on the show. That will be awesome. Let's see. 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to join us on the studio line. 603-250-6007. I'm having a little trouble loading Facebook on my computer. Facebook is being Facebook, which means Facebook is being difficult. So if you made a comment in the chat room and I don't see it right away, I apologize. I can see some of the comments on the other monitor. Oh, here we go. It finally loaded. All right. I do want to say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat, and then we'll get into some stuff. I actually have a specific subject that I wanted to get into this afternoon if we have time. It's something I had planned for earlier in the week, but we just didn't have time. JFed joins us in the Facebook live chat, of course, from the great state of Vermont. They do ice baths there. It's a very strange place. He says, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Hello. Eric Pilcher, of course, our friend from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and he does the classic film review. He is also in the chat room and says, hello, everyone. I hope you enjoy today's film review. Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont joins us and says, hey, guys. Jenny is in the chat room and says, shalom, peeps. Isaac Banks says, hello, hashtag Matt. Good afternoon. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And we have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Ratso, fatso, ratso, fatso, ratso, fatso, ratso, fatso. Hey, everybody. This is the CrazyJoeShow.com. Here on Matt's show. Well, unfortunately, his show is not the show of shows like mine's is. So, we're going to be incredibly successful. We are laying the foundation and the... Oh, by the way, let me say something about Ratso's girlfriend. She's a Judge Judy wannabe. And these people, like...
What does that even mean?
Picture, the guy with the thing in his throat there. And all these other people, and I have nothing to prove to these people, that I'm going to be one of the greatest internet radio broadcasters of all time.
I'm still stuck on the Judge Judy thing. I don't know what that means.
And a revolution.
I'm pretty sure this is a recording. He doesn't call us live. He records himself and then calls. It's very, very strange.
So anyway, I am one of the greatest entertainers of all time. And
are you not entertained?
Don't like it.
Oh, that's
hey,
rude.
Ratso. Catch you later, alligator. Yeah.
Wow. Catch you later, alligator. That is, I've never heard that before. That's original and clever. Boy, I'll tell you. All righty. Well, that was fun. 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007. If you'd like to join us and say something intelligent. I don't know what the Judge Judy wannabe thing means. I mean, Jenny does have honorable before her name because she's a former state representative, but she was never a judge. Let's see. We'll finish saying hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Tom Blanchard joins us and says, happy St. Patrick's Day. JFed says, was that Bruce? Oh my God. So JFed just pointed out something that I've never thought of before. All this time, maybe it has been Bruce. Maybe Bruce is the one doing those recordings. They could be working together. Maybe Easy G knows. Easy G is on the line. Hello, sir.
Yeah, the catch you later. Then the old saying goes, "None of us see you first." Oh, I know. We don't want to talk about that last caller, so
no,
we'll move on. Happy St. Patrick's Day, buddy.
Well, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Is Gagnon no? Gagnon's a French name, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Big state, big country of Canada.
You have some drinks anyway there at the assisted living facility?
100% no.
Oh, Jenny just said something in the chat room. Now I get it. So Jenny in the chat room just said, if it is honorable, that's a state rep. If it's the pick of the black robe, it's justice of the peace, LOL. I never thought of that before. So Jenny's a JP, so she can do marriages? And she does. She marries people? So someone, a certain individual who just called us a few minutes ago, that's probably where he got the judge thing. He's probably seen the picture of Jenny in the black robe, thought she was a judge.
Oh yeah, Carol Robidoux, she's Justice of the Peace too.
Is she? Does she have a picture of herself in a black robe?
I think she. I forget who it was, but I think somebody renewed their vows on the Peter White Morning Show.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I don't remember who either.
No, I don't remember who either. But yeah, hey, who's I don't. Sorry to say this. I've been listening to the coolest guy in town, Robert Zamito, but he's got a call now.
Yes, Paulie Stone is his co-host on the program.
I'm assuming he's some guy who knows the music industry like he does.
Yeah, I met Paulie Stone back when he had Rob had a get-together, which unfortunately I wasn't able to stay at. I popped in for a few minutes very early on that day, and that's where I first met Paulie Stone. But he does he was running the sound for, because when the weather is warm, Rob actually records Granite State of Mind out at Pembroke City Limits instead of doing it live here in the station. And he's going to be returning to that shortly as we move into spring. And the day that I went to Pembroke City Limits and to pop in and say hello, Paulie Stone was there, and he was doing he'd been doing all the sound. He does all the sound and everything. So it just made sense for Rob to bring him on as a co-host. So now Paulie is Rob's co-host.
Idea,
yeah, it's a great idea. You approve?
I do, yeah.
Oh, good,
definitely.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
Anyways, what was I going to say? I'm not really a big go out St. Patrick's Day person, but I did go out a couple of years ago because Amanda McCarthy was playing on Murphy's Tap Room 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And of course, unfortunately, her voice was gone. Too many gigs.
Uh-huh.
So she had that guy, Nick Ferraro, sing. I said, wow, this guy's really good. You know him.
I know Nick very well. I was in a band with him.
Yeah. Have you seen him lately?
Not lately, no, but I'd like to get him on the show.
Yeah, I know for a while he was cutting hair at the mall.
Huh?
He was cutting hair at the mall in New Hampshire.
Oh, I thought you said he was coming here at the mall. I thought you were at a mall. I was very confused.
So I wanted to drop by and say hello a couple of years ago, but a while back, they said he no longer cuts hair over here. So.
Oh.
I'm assuming he's doing something else. But yeah, he was really good. Wow.
Very talented.
And a couple of days later, she played at the Wild Rover, and then April Christmas showed up, and then after that, they said, "Okay, it's time for you to put the regular music on." They weren't happy. I guess it was over her time, that she allowed it.
Oh.
They wanted one more song. We said, "No, we're shutting out the mic." It's like, "Oh, okay."
Well, that's always sad.
Shortly after that, she ran away to Tennessee, of all places.
Who ran away to Tennessee?
Amanda McCarthy and Tom.
Yes. Are they married yet? Did they have the wedding?
No, next month. Yep.
Next
funny,
month.
I've heard dribbles to that information. I said, that's not true. But that night I found out it was really true. I said, oh, that's interesting. I said, good luck.
You found out what was true?
That night, April Christmas dropped by. I heard dribbles, rumors that she was going away to another state. But hey, she's been very successful since she moved down there. So kudos to her.
Kudos.
Yeah, kudos.
Kudos.
It worked out pretty good for her, I have to admit,
Worked out pretty well, I think you mean.
Yeah, but both of them, yeah.
We insist
he does
on
a lot of gigs too. And people think it's just Amanda, but Tom does a lot of gigs and he writes music. So he's a real talented guy.
Oh my God! I wish I could read that. Somebody was just waving to me out in the hallway. I wish I could read that on the air, Melanie. That's maybe one of the funniest things you've ever.
Yeah, remember that time you came a couple of years ago, and there was that awkward hug between me and him in your studio.
Sorry, I'm still laughing at Melanie's comment in the chat room. Yes.
You remember that, right? The awkward hug?
Yes. The day, for listeners who don't know, let me just set the scene. So Amanda McCarthy was our musical guest, along with Tom Shubsda, I think I'm saying his last name correctly, who plays the drum. And they were here, and they came in for an interview and played live. And of course, Easy G was also here. And after the show, and I so wish I had a picture of it or had it on camera.
I think it was 5 o'clock. It was only for an hour, yeah.
Oh, maybe it was at the break. Easy G and Tom hugged, and it was the absolute single most awkward hug I've ever seen in my entire life. You could not possibly have made that hug more epically awkward than it was. It was
But
so
the following
good.
year when they came by, though, we had a real hug.
Oh, you did?
We did.
Oh,
I remember, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And then I haven't seen him since.
You haven't seen him since.
Well, she was supposed to be on the show, but she was stuck in Boston, remember? And I wasn't feeling well at all anyways.
Oh.
It was only a 15-minute, radio interview. She was on her way to Boston for a short time, coming here to New Hampshire.
Oh.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh. No, I don't remember.
She had called like 15 minutes into your radio show.
I don't remember. It's hard to remember
It was
all of
last fall.
this. I've interviewed Amanda many, many times over the years, EZG. Many,
my
many
God, yeah.
times. Yes. Many times.
It was funny, though. Not really funny, but it seems like every time she would show up to town,
You sure it's not funny?
I had my legs wrapped up or some kind of crazy illness, but I always made it to the studio because, Amanda McCarthy is important, to
Yes.
visit with her, even though I wasn't feeling well.
Yes. I know.
Anyways,
Mm.
it was funny because I was talking to my counselor on wheels over here where I live, and I was saying, well, she goes, how do you remember all this information?
Mm-hmm.
For all these friends, I said, well, you always say you remember what you want to remember.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not how memory works.
No, but people remember a lot of different things in life. We don't remember all the crazy things. But I always thought that you remember what you want to remember.
People remember a lot of things they don't want to remember. And by the way, EZG, some dance to remember, some dance to forget.
Right, and then I'll leave with this thought. Matthew Kelly's a spiritual guy, and he almost became a priest.
Uh-huh.
And he has these little messages at the beginning of the show, and has these young kids on there. He says, well, some moments are healthy, some moments are holy, some moments are not holy, which is true, right? We try to be a good person, but sometimes, unfortunately, we're not.
JFed is asking in the chat room, is Easy having corned beef?
No, of course not. I hate that stuff. Ugh.
Good. See, I'm not alone. I'm not
They
alone.
served it over here, but I had a chef salad, which was
Much
very
better.
good.
Much better. You can't go wrong with a delicious salad.
Corned beef and habit. Oh, gross.
Good. I'm glad you agree with me, EZG. Sometimes I feel like I'm
Not
alone
often
in
I
this.
do, but this time I do.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one in the world who understands how truly disgusting corned beef is.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
it
agree.
is
I can't stand the
wonderful.
smell. I agree with you.
It is wonderful to know that I have a brother in hatred of corned beef.
Right, but if I could eat pizza again, I would definitely have pineapple on it, though.
Ew. If you could eat pizza
I
again,
do love pineapple.
why can't you eat pizza?
Oh, it's just too much milk and hot cheese, and other than that, it's great.
Hot cheese? You could just let it cool off.
Yeah, because loaded with milk.
You can't have...
hot cheese.
Are you-
I love hot cheese, but it doesn't like me.
There's a joke in there, but I'd get fired.
Mainly it's because it's too much milk product.
Right. Are you lactose intolerant?
Something like that, yeah.
Ah,
We'll leave it at that. I love pizza, but it doesn't like me.
I understand.
Well, on that note, have a good rest of your St. Patrick's Day, and on top of the morning to you.
Top of the afternoon to you, EZG. All right. Wow, there goes our friend EZG.
You should have known by now. Easy dope.
Well, that opens up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Tom Blanchard says in the chat room, the cabbage sinks up the house. Yeah, see? That's some nasty business, that corned beef and cabbage. I think it should be illegal. Well, maybe, you know what I would do? All right, here's what I would do. If I were in charge of everything, if I ran the world, I wouldn't outlaw it entirely, but I would make St. Patrick's Day the one day of the year that you can enjoy that. But the rest of the year, it is verboten, which I think means you can't talk about it, so that doesn't quite work. Isaac Banks joins us in the chat room and says, hashtag Matt, I am wearing green. Very good. Paulie C says, I'm with you, Matt. I have some Irish in me. But the closest I've come to doing anything remotely close to Irish is maybe buying Irish Spring when it's on sale. Yes, I mean, in terms of deodorants, I will say the Irish Spring is excellent. And they used to have commercials where people would whistle if they smelled you wearing Irish Spring. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. Jenny says, no, Matt is good at dressing himself in response to Shannon saying Jenny laid out my clothes for me. If you're just joining us, that was because this was absolutely happenstance. I happen to be wearing a WMNH shirt today that happens to be green, but I didn't plan it. I didn't plan it for today. I swear to you, I didn't. Melanie says, what? You don't lay his clothes out like his mommy? Oh, boy. Tom Blanchard says, be careful not to step in any puke on Elm going to your car. Yes, yes. Oh, boy. Melanie said, this is regarding all of Shannon's questions about what I like to eat or don't like to eat. She said, careful. I'm starting to think she is planning on how to poison you. I hope not. I certainly hope not. Tom Blanchard says, how about pineapple dressing? No, that I would not enjoy. I do not like anything pineapple flavored. Let's see. Isaac Banks says, hello and good afternoon, Christy Hopkins, and tell Sarah Hopkins she's gorgeous, is your sister. Wow. The Hopkins girls, huh? All right. Isaac Banks also says, hashtag Matt, in 1994 was a good year. I was in Kaiser Middle School in Greensboro, North Carolina at age 14. JFed says in the chat room, love date night with Retro Spectrum Radio with Paul EC. Yes, we always see you and Melanie in our chat room for the show. Let's see. Isaac Banks says, good afternoon, hashtag Eric Pilcher, happy St. Patrick's Day. Some of these I probably shouldn't... Tom Blanchard says, is he pinching his nose when he talks, referring to someone who called earlier, who we don't really talk about anymore. So, let's see. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody in here. Miriam Banish is in the Facebook live chat. Let's see. Tom Blanchard says, you're fussy. Oh, funny. I thought you were saying fussy, as in my taste in food. Oh, you were saying that to Melanie. I gotcha. Charles Richardson from the great state of Florida and host of the Charles Richardson Show joins us in the chat room and says, hey, everyone, good afternoon, and TGIF. Let's see. Charles says, happy, we wish we were Irish, but we will drink and wear green all day. Yes, bunch of posers, non-Irish posers drinking and wearing green on our holiday. See, all of a sudden I care about the St. Patrick's Day because I feel that everyone who wears green and drinks and eats corned beef and cabbage who is not actually Irish is guilty of cultural appropriation. See, I just got woke all of a sudden on the whole Irish thing. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't care less. But we do have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matt. It's Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Can you hear me good today?
Yeah, it's a good connection, actually.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for Melanie.
Yes.
Are her and JFed going to have a couple of unicorn steaks to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Or?
What's a unicorn steak?
Unicorn steaks. You know the unicorn song? You know
the unicorn song?
Yeah, the Irish Rovers.
I have no.
I know how Melanie likes to dabble into the occult and things like that. I think.
Oh my goodness!
You know, she had a unicorn out there, and they were going to, chop it up, have a couple of unicorn steaks.
Oh my God! No, that's you can't do that. PETA would be very upset. Chrissy Hind will come and throw fake blood on you if you do that. Too many unicorns?
Too many unicorns.
Oh, yeah. She says in the chat room, she says, yes, we love unicorn meat.
Well, you see, Matt, when you live in Vermont, you see a lot of odd and rare things in Vermont. So, just a thought.
That's true.
See? I'm looking forward to tonight, though.
Yes.
I'm ready. I got my get my lovely cup of tea ready to brew, and got my cookies and ready to sit down and listen to you and Paulie. So
very good.
My date night alone, you know.
Oh well, that's
so.
Well, you do what you got to do.
Yeah. Hey, you know, you guys are my date. You know,
Whoa.
to listen to you guys.
This is getting. All right. Well, fair enough.
I love listening to you guys.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, like usual, send Jenny my love, and
yes.
And you guys, I'll be looking forward to listening to. And Paulie, sometimes I try to call, and he blocks it out because some unusual person calls, and he blocks the call because I usually have a thought or something about the music. So, but I know how he is. So,
well,
love you, Paulie.
Yeah,
I love what you do. So,
absolutely.
And maybe yeah. But you guys have a great show, and I will listen to it.
All right, very good.
And happy St. Patty's Day to all you want to be Irish and Irish. So.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Take
very
care.
good. All right.
See you later, Maddie.
Thanks,
Love you.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for the call, Gary. Bye-bye. All right, that was our friend Gary. And yes, Paul does not generally take calls on Retro Spectrum Radio. Once in a while, but that show is kind of formatted. Paul puts a lot of work into preparing those segments of music, and he wants to make sure we get all of the music in. So sometimes he has to kind of put limits on, we can only talk so much between the segments or we'll start to fall behind. So sometimes Paul will take a call if there's time, but sometimes there just isn't time. So if you're trying to call into Paul's show and you can't get through, it's not that he's trying to ignore you. It's just not, that show is formatted in such a way that it's just not feasible sometimes to take calls. Rosanna McMahon joins us in the Facebook live chat. Haven't seen Rosanna in the chat room in a long time. She says hello and happy St. Patty's, Manchester. Of course, McMahon, a very Irish sounding last name for sure. More so than Connerton is. That's for certain. Also, Christopher Brooklyn, another new name in the Facebook live chat, says happy Irish Day from an Italian who is 20% Jewish. Well, hello, Christopher. Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. See, all these non-Irish people celebrating our day. No, I'm kidding. I don't even celebrate our day. Joe Perro joins us in the Facebook live chat. Very talented musician. He says, "Hey, Matt, save June 3rd for a night out." Yeah, I think I saw something, Joe. You've got your band, your great band, Stand Up Audio, has a show coming up. Miriam Banish says, Irish Spring soap keeps deer away from your garden. You just grate soap on and around it. I did not know that. Interesting. JPV joins us in the Facebook live chat and says, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Hello to you. Isaac Banks says, hashtag Charles Richardson. They put the singing groups of a man band is N Saturn, Knights Blycon, Archer Flight, and Ardell 5. Check out my Facebook like page, Isaac Eichmann Banks. Hashtag Matt Connerton. Well, very good. Very good. Charles says, okay, I'll write that down. Excellent. If you'd like to get in with a call, 603-250-6007 is our studio line. 603-250-6007. Joe Perro says, Matt, you have 2 comp tickets, sir. Thank you. What night of the week is that? I'm going to make sure it's... I'll look at I'll check the calendar later. Let's see. Tom Blanchard says, I transformed to Mick Blanchard on this day. Yes. Hey, something we didn't get to earlier in the week that I wanted to get to, and I happen to see there's been another incident actually of this. Fox is reporting, Fox Business actually, I saw this pop up today, this afternoon. Delta flight to Atlanta diverted to Dallas over an unruly passenger. Joe says that show is a Saturday. Okay, Saturdays work. My Friday nights are spoken for, but Saturdays work. Delta flight to Atlanta diverted to Dallas over unruly passenger. Passenger on flight from California says man tried to break window, open exit door. Now, we'll just look at some details on this quickly because this leads to a larger issue that I wanted to discuss. And I have something to say on this topic that I don't really hear a lot of people saying, and I don't know why. because I think my thoughts on this are very common sense. But of course, I think that about all my thoughts and ideas. And then I say them and someone else looks at me and says, that's crazy. And I say, oh, I thought it was a good idea. But it says here, a Delta Airlines flight from California to Atlanta was diverted to Dallas this morning due to an unruly passenger on board, the company says. A passenger purportedly on board the aircraft flying out of Orange County tweeted, "Just had a dude try to break a window and open the exit door on my Delta flight to Atlanta, which caused a medical emergency, landing in Dallas at 3 a.m. Miriam says in the chat room, man tried to break wind. No, it was the window, Miriam. It's okay to break wind on an airplane. I mean, it's not particularly considerate, especially if the plane is full, if you got somebody on your left, somebody on your right, or, if you're in the middle there, and then, everyone's going to have to deal with it. But you don't get kicked off the plane for that. But breaking a window, that's a little different. The DFW, which is, of course, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport Police Department, did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Fox Business about the nature of the incident. Delta could not confirm the passenger's account. Okay, there's more details here. Doesn't matter. There's a larger point that I wanted to make about this. We have seen, and it really goes to the beginning of the pandemic. When COVID first surfaced, and we had a lot of different things to deal with, and one of them was mask requirements, face masks, and of course you had to wear one on an airplane. And I don't think it's any coincidence that we saw a sharp increase in unruly passengers at the beginning of the pandemic, because you have these people who, these anti-maskers who, for example, there was one story, this anti-masker is on the airplane, and this, 60-something-year-old female flight attendant comes along and politely says to him, "Sir, could you please put your face mask on?" And this full-grown adult man was so apparently incensed and offended at being asked to do this that he decided to. The logical thing to do was to respond by punching this 60-something-year-old flight attendant in the face. And then, of course, a fist fight breaks out on the airplane. This has not been, unfortunately, look, for as long as I can remember, every once in a great while, you might see a story in the news about an incident on an airplane. Passenger flips out for some reason, something goes wrong with a passenger. But when the pandemic hit, all of a sudden that just skyrocketed. It just exploded. And you see all these YouTube videos every day. There's more incidents. And even as the pandemic has subsided and things have gotten back to somewhat normal, you're still seeing a lot of incidents on airplanes. Not quite as much, because a lot of it did have to do with masks, and, somebody, they're asked to put on their face mask and they feel that, their freedom and their liberty is being impinged upon in some way, and it says in the Constitution they don't have to wear a face mask on an airplane or whatever it is. But just people who don't want to follow the rules, who decide to freak out and start a fist fight at 20,000 feet in the air and endanger everybody. So the pandemic really seemed to ramp all that up, right? Here's the question that I have, and there are other people asking this question, but not enough. I feel like it's become somewhat accepted that this is just a problem that we as a society have to put up with and tolerate. And I don't understand why. Why do we tolerate this? Why do we coddle these people? And what do I mean by that? Why do we coddle these people? Well, it turns out when there's an incident on an airplane, very often, I don't know if just nobody wants to do the paperwork or what, but very often there's no particular consequence to the person who causes the incident other than they're banned from ever flying on that airline again, or they're banned for a certain period of time or whatever it may be. Sometimes they're arrested. They might be taken into custody by law enforcement, depending on the severity of the incident. And then they don't end up doing any real time. They might get a fine or something, slap on the wrist. Okay, you have to pay this fine because you were a jerk on an airplane or something. once in a while something happens where someone faces some real consequences and might actually end up in prison, but that's very rare. And that's what I mean by coddling these people. Why do we tolerate this, and why do we coddle these people? And there are an increasing number of people starting to ask this question, but I don't understand why it's taking so long for people to get around to asking this or suggesting this. But I have felt this way right from the beginning, and the only reason we haven't talked about it before on the show is because we just haven't had time to get to it, because there's always a million things going on in the world. But there should be a no-fly list for anyone who starts an incident on an airplane. So, say for example, you apparently, like this passenger tried to do, you try to break a window during a flight. Well, that's pretty traumatic. Not only is that extraordinarily dangerous, that's pretty traumatic for everyone who's on the plane with you, etc. I don't know what's going to happen to that person. Hopefully they're taken into custody by law enforcement, and they have to go through a trial, and they're convicted and put in prison. There should be very stiff penalties for something like that, right? I think. Maybe some of you don't. I'd be curious to know what the audience thinks, and you can call me at 603-250-6007. But there seems to be a lot of... I'm baffled by how much tolerance there is for this kind of behavior, and why people don't say, hey, let's not coddle these people. Let's have a no-fly list that they get put on. Because here's the thing. If you're the type of person who tries to break... and by the way, I understand. Some people, they have mental health issues. I get it. I struggle with depression. I understand. But if you're the kind of person, to go back to my earlier example, if you're the kind of person who, when a flight attendant asks you to put on a face mask and you don't want to, and you decide to punch the flight attendant in the face, you're not someone with mental health issues. You're just a D-bag. You're an irredeemable POS, and you need to never be allowed on an airplane again. But there is no no-fly list for this. All that happens is the individual airline that this happens on, they ban you from flying on their airline again, but you can go on any other plane and cause whatever kind of havoc you want to. There should be a no-fly list. There's no excuse for this, and we need to stop fooling around with this. Put these people on a list, and that's it. If you're going to be a D-bag on an airplane and you're going to cause a problem at 20,000 feet in the air, you don't get to fly ever again for the rest of your life. Don't like it? You shouldn't have done what you did. Suck it up. There has to be consequences. I think Charles is on the line. Hi, Charles.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you haven't called in a long time. How are you?
Hey, listen, life is going on. Life goes on here.
I hear you. I hear you.
Sometimes it gets hectic.
Yes.
But, so, I'm listening, and wasn't there at some point in time after 9/11 when there was supposed to be, some type of armed guards or law enforcement on these planes? What happened? Because I remember when I went up to Boston in October, November. What flow spirit? I see no law enforcement in there. I thought there was supposed to be law enforcement on these planes. They're undercover.
I think that after 9/11, I know there was talk about putting air marshals on airplanes. I think that part of the issue might have been just not enough air marshals to go around to have one on every plane, or not enough funding to hire the air marshals to be on every plane. But I think part of the issue was there was no way to practically do that, to make sure that every single flight had an air marshal on it, from what I can recall. It's a great question. I'm not sure exactly how that ended up, but yeah, I think there just isn't. I think for practical reasons, there just isn't a way to do that, or at least a way that anyone's figured out.
It's kind of sad, because when you mention, if that is the fact that there's not enough people going around, they got about 20 people searching my bag on X-ray machines through TSA, but they don't have enough people, one or two per flight. I mean, come on. But back to the matter at hand. You were talking about how this person attempted to break a window and open the door in mid-flight. I remember seeing this article, and I think we were even going to bring it up on the show tonight. But did it say that this person faced charges at all? Because breaking a window and opening a door, isn't that like attempted murder on X amount of people that are on there? Because you break a door open, or you break a door, or break a window in mid-flight, people getting sucked out. People are going to go ahead and die. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Plane goes down.
Yeah, it's incredibly dangerous. That's why, like I said, this can't be tolerated anymore. You know, we got to get tough on these people. I'm looking at something right now, Charles. This says here, and this is from, I'm not sure what actually this is from now, but it says here, flights are still breaking out on airplanes even as pandemic restrictions loosen. There were 2,359 reports of unruly passengers through most of 2022.
That's crazy.
We gotta just start telling people, look, if you're going to do this, just know that after you've done whatever nonsense it is that you insist on engaging on, you're not getting on an airplane ever again. That's going to be your last ride. That's it. By the way, of course I would have an appeals process. So if there's some sort of, if it's some sort of instance where maybe the person just had a psychotic break and since then they've gotten the mental health treatment that they need or they're on medication now, whatever it is, of course there would be, they would have an opportunity. Everyone should have an opportunity to go in front of a judge and make their case and have that restriction taken off. But immediately after the initial event happens, they should go on that list, and then the onus is on them to get themselves off of it. But we've got to stop tolerating this and coddling these people. And I don't understand why we don't have a no-fly list for unruly passengers.
I'm sure there is a no-fly list for somewhere, somehow, but it's just not.
Well,
you don't hear about it because these things do happen, and when they do, of course, they're going to make national attention, but you don't hear about it very often. Now, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that goes on when people are unruly, and nothing severe is happening, so they just it's swept under the rug because, well, nothing really big happened. We just escorted them off the plane, and they had to get another plane, and when they calmed down, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is completely unacceptable. You are in a confined area, way high in the sky, no parachute, and you're going to go ahead and endanger hundreds of other people flying that same flight by going ahead and do that. You're going to jail. You're going to prison. You're not going to ever fly a plane again. Maybe you go on the, like Texas Mike, go and ride Amtrak or something like that. Go do that.
Right.
It's just, you're not going to get on a plane.
Yeah.
You're putting too many lives in danger, and you're right. It's not. I hate to agree with you because I know you love people that disagree with you, but I agree with you. It's like this is, you can't tolerate this.
Yeah.
And I'm over here thinking these people that are being taken off these flights, well, ticket canceled, no refund, do not pass go, do not collect $200. You're out of here.
Yeah.
But I if it's coddling, they're like, slap on the wrist. It's like, well, we'll book you another flight because obviously we can't keep, put this. No, it's if you don't want to obey the rules, you do not fly.
Yep.
And I know the mask mandate is done now. Most flights, if not all, no more mask mandate. Okay, so we went ahead and satisfied the people that we're going to destroy your liberty rights by making you wear a paper mask in the plane, just like the people that couldn't smoke on the plane anymore after they did away with that.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't end, Matt. It doesn't end. It's going to be one thing or another. Oh, I have to wear my seatbelt. Why? You're taking away my right because we're getting ready to take off. Do you want to get injured? We're trying to, it's just nobody's going to see it the way they want you to see it.
Right. Right. I mean,
people are always going to have their conspiracies and all this other crap.
Oh, yeah.
So the people that do that, well, listen, if you have such a conspiracy, take an extra day or two out of your vacation and drive, or take a bus or take a train because it ain't going to be a plane.
That's right. Get on the Gus bus. That's what I say.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or a short bus in some cases.
Well,
but I agree with you. I think this needs to stop. If you're not going to go ahead and obey by the rules, you don't get to play.
Yep.
And play by me is fly.
Exactly.
So, all right, I know it's top of the hour. I'll get off your chain.
All right, Charles. Hey, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. It's nice to hear from you.
No problem. Take care.
All right, man. Bye-bye. All right, that was our friend Charles Richardson from the great state of Florida, and of course, host of the Charles Richardson Show. Yeah, we got to get to a break in a moment, and then we have Eric's film review. But yeah, I mean, we might talk about this a little more after Eric's review. I don't know. I do have some statistics that are just shocking how much this happens, and it's like, why do we tolerate this? You know what I do when I get on an airplane? Here's what I do. I get to my seat, put my bag in the compartment, right? I sit down in my seat, fasten my seatbelt, and then I shut my mouth. And that's it. That's it, you know. Or you know, I mean, if there's somebody with me, I might talk to them, but or if I'm stuck next to one of these extroverted people who likes to talk to complete strangers. Oh God. But no, I sit down and I shut my mouth, and I just, you know, and I'm very polite. You know, when the flight attendant comes by with the cart with the beverages and the food, offers me something, yes, please, or no, thank you, whatever it is, you know, I'm nice, I'm friendly, I'm polite. That's how my parents raised me to be. I'm not punching anybody in the face. I'm not starting any arguments. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not trying to break a window. I do like The Rock used to say, I know my role and I shut my mouth. And my role as a passenger is to sit there and shut my mouth until the flight's over. Oh, God. It's stressful enough. Anyway, that's my thought. JFed says, do you take up both armrests? I do not, sir. I am unfailingly polite, especially when flying. Eric Pilcher said, did Bruce fart by Matt? Well, no. Bruce has never been on a plane with me, though. Now, that would be an exception. If I had to be on a plane trip with Bruce, then I might get violent in that case. That would be an exception. Rocky Huber is in the chat room, says, I like farting on the elevator at work and watching my boss get in it. There's an odd satisfaction in it all. LOL. Yes, well, everyone's done that at one point or another, you know. All right. Well, let's do this. We're going to take a break. We are a little bit past the top of the hour. We're going to show some love to our amazing sponsors, including the Hop Knot, who, by the way, they've got their big Thanksgiving celebrations going on from 7 p.m. to midnight tonight. They're open right now, but I think the main event is from 7 p.m. until midnight, and they have live music there tomorrow night. Ryan Gagney Hall is playing, but we're going to show some love to our great sponsors here at WMNH, and then from there, we're going to go straight into Eric Pilcher's classic film review, and this week the subject is Blue Chips. From the year 1994. And Eric does such a great job. It's a popular segment, so make sure you stick around for that. So there is plenty more to come here on today's Matt Connerton Unleashed, so stick around. To the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
How bad can it get? Just how bad can it get? This is by far the worst team that has ever sat in this locker room. You son of a bitch! You don't deserve a locker room. You don't deserve a locker room the way you're playing this year. You should be playing without uniforms. You should be playing in with jock straps. God. Every time we get ready to play, I just want to throw up. I'm sick of watching you guys play. There's not one of you that's learned how to win. We got hammered the last 4 games, and it stops right now. If you keep playing the way you're playing, we're going to get our ass beat again tonight. So depressed, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm through fighting, you sons of They're the dumbest team I ever coached. You guys think of something.
All right, guys. The door's ready.
Honestly, Christ, I just want to go home and cry when I watch us play. Don't you boys understand? Don't you know how bad I want to see this team play? I want to see this team play so bad I can taste it. Honest to Christ, you boys, the only joy I have right now is I don't have to watch you guys play 2 more games. God.
What you just heard is fictional Western University head basketball coach Pete Bell, played by Nick Nolte. Western University is a once-winning basketball program that has fallen on hard times. This eventually leads Bell to go down the college athletics road to ruin in a pay-for-play or under-the-table recruiting scandal for top recruits to get his program back on the winning track. Directed by William Friedkin, famed director of The Exorcist and The French Connection, written by Ron Shelton, director of Bull Durham, and released in 1994, Blue Chips is an ahead-of-its-time fictional film that details corruption within men's college basketball. The film stars Nolte, Ed O'Neill, and Mary McDonnell. It also features cameos with basketball coaching legends and legendary players Larry Bird, Bob Cousy, Bobby Knight, Jerry Tarkanian, Rick Pitino. The film also co-stars NBA players Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Penny Hardaway. The review started with Bell admonishing his team before a late season game. Mired in mediocrity with only 2 games left, they are facing their first losing season in years. Following losing their last game, Bell gives an impassioned speech to the players, then makes a decision to go after the top players despite being a coach that doesn't want to go down the road of under-the-table recruiting. In our next clip, we hear this speech, the urgency and desire to get these top players and start to win. Note the cameo at the end of the clip with Robert Wool playing a shoe executive that is helping Western University recruit these young men. Here, the meat market aspect that goes into recruiting and what they analyze and what they know, and the acceptance of pay-for-play violations.
You call me. just want to thank you all again for a hell of a season. I want you to remember one thing. When we leave this locker room, we're not losers. We're winners. Okay?
We're losers. We're an absolutely mediocre basketball team.
Yeah, but these kids are a great bunch of guys, Coach.
No, they're a great bunch of guys, but God, none of them play basketball except Tony, and he's flunking TV. Mm-hmm. What the hell happened? How did we sink so low so fast?
Kids are going east to play. They want the television exposure.
Well, that's part of it, Freddie, but God, what it is, we've been sitting on our butt. Haven't been going out there. We expected the kids to come here out of tradition. That's not happening anymore. What the hell happened to the Jones kid? He was right in our own backyard.
Cedric Jones. Yeah, I remember. I had 5 or 6 meetings with his family.
What happened with him?
Well, we lost him to the east to a big bag of dough. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, maybe it's time we should start anteing up like the other.
No, I'm doing that. We ain't getting opening that Pandora's box. Ask Freddie.
I don't recommend under the table recruiting. Personal hell you're letting yourselves in for.
Let's get these guys. Goddamn. Get on the phones. Let's stay here all night if we got to.
All right, tell us about Cornelius Brown,
6'7",
power forward. By way of Pluto, he's a major head case. He can stick it from anywhere, but I mean, I think he's committed to Western Nebraska with a phony job from an alumnus congressman.
Okay, all right. Willie Hutchinson. Now, Coach, this is a guy we heard was on the verge of signing a letter of intent to Eastern.
Yeah, it's true, and his old man's been seen driving a Mercedes-Benz since the day he signed the letter of intent. There's a lot of rumors. Look, do yourself a favor. Chop off the bottom 8 names on your list. They are irrelevant. The top 2 guys are the ones you want.
Okay, that's Butch McRae, Chicago.
Yeah, okay. St. Joseph's.
And Ricky Rowe. We got a 6'8" power forward.
The Butch and Ricky show. You get those 2 guys, you are in the Final Four next year.
Once Bell meets with the players, he realizes that their parents and the players themselves have been made offers for bags of money, homes, cars, jobs, and even in one case, a tractor for the family farm. This opens Bell up to the evils of college sports. Big money, wealthy boosters. Happy Lukendahl, played with brilliant scuzziness by J.T. Walsh, is a booster for Western University that uses ill-gotten means to get top players to other athletic teams at the university. Bell has admonished any booster from having contact with his team. In our next 2 clips, we hear not just how happy, but these boosters operate. First, he confronts Bell about being his friend, knowing what the top players want. Then tells him, I know how we can buy out your contract. A thinly veiled threat. Then we hear Bell confront Happy to get him to leave his players alone. This is when Happy tells Bell he paid one of his star players to shave points. Something that later in the film is found to be heart-wrenchingly true.
Hey, Happy. Where the hell you been? Oh, you know, here, there. Table ready and waiting, yeah, just 1 second. I got somebody over here I want you to meet. Pete! I want you to meet 2 big Dolphin fans. This is Wendy, this is Karen, this is Coach Bell.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Hey, let me tell you something. That was a great job you did on that sports writer. They're all a bunch of jerks, you know? Hey, why don't you go over to the table? I'll be right with you. Let me ask you something, Pete. Why do you hate me so much?
Because I think you and the 50,000 alumni you represent are a bunch of obnoxious slobs.
Oh, you're pissed off. That's good. You're a better coach when you're pissed off.
Good night.
Going home, Coach? Hey, why are you walking away from me, Coach? You've never walked away from anything in your life. I know you.
You don't know shit.
I know everything. I know what Butch McRae's mother wants. I know you got a kid named Neon Bedeau being tutored by your ex-wife. I know what Ricky Rowe is gonna want.
I know the amount of money that it's going to take to buy out your contract is the same that it's going to take to get Butch and Ricky to sign letters of intent.
We don't buy athletes.
Let me tell you something in case you don't know. Our football team, ranked in the top 10 for the last 8 years, has got a linebacker, a tailback, an offensive tackle, 2 safeties, and a quarterback, all recruited by friends of the program.
I don't like football.
They're all graduating this year. We're clean. My money is untraceable. It's been washed, scrubbed, laundered within an inch of its life.
You got a future in politics. Why don't you run for office?
These athletes generate millions of dollars for the university. What do they get? Nothing. What do you get? You get a multi-year contract. You get a 6-figure shoe deal so your team can be a walking billboard, and that is all legal. And then you get another 6 figures for that lousy TV show.
Get out of my face.
And now, Coach Bell confronts Happy.
Listen, you got to understand something. The friends of the program are my friends, and they are friends for life. What they've done is untraceable. What I've done is unprovable. There will be no smoking gun because I am the smoking gun. Now relax. It's all working.
Happy you're a scumbag, you know that?
I didn't break any laws. You did. You broke the collegiate athletic laws. It's your career that's on the line, not mine.
My career's in my own hands.
I own you. I just opened my mouth. Rumors start to fly about you, for instance.
I've lived through accusations. I walked away from
the alleged point shaving incident. Think again. That thing happened.
Get out of here. Tell me about it.
Why don't you try this one? January 16th, 3 years ago, I bought one of your boys, Coach.
No. No kid of mine would ever fix a game.
Why don't you just go to the videotape, Coach? I own you, Pete. You're mine.
Tony! Tony, open the door! It's me! Tony! Coach, what's up?
You gotta tell me the truth.
Coach,
Now you tell me the
what's
truth.
up with you, man? Did you, Coach, or did you not shake point? Coach, man, it's me, Tony. Man, I'm gonna do something like that. What's wrong with you?
Cut the. Did you take money? Did you shave points?
No, I didn't. I swear to God, no. Come on, Coach, Coach, I would not. Coach, you tell me the truth, man. You tell me the truth, man. Tell me the truth. Just once. Just once. We won the damn game, right? We just didn't come to this goddamn. Who cares about the spread? That's just for the damn gamblers, ain't it? Coach, man, I'm sorry. Sorry, Coach.
Son, haven't I always been there for you? Whether your girlfriend got pregnant or your TV or whatever the hell it is. Are you a better basketball player because of me? Are you a better man? Yes. Yes. You lied to me, Tony. Son, you took the purest thing in your life and you corrupted it. And for what? For what?
Despite all of this, the next season begins in Bell with the ill-gotten recruits, there's 3 of them, and the top recruiting class in the country beats the number 1 team in the nation, Indiana. Afterwards, Bell's guilt finally gets the best of him. His entire career, he played by the rules. And now, what he held dearest, his morals, virtues, in the game of basketball, are gone. All to win. This leads to our final clip, and one of the most highly regarded sports scenes in cinema. When during a post-game press conference after the Indiana game, Bell comes clean and throws the entire university into turmoil.
Would you care to comment on the rumor that you arranged for an automobile to be purchased for Neon Vidot?
You know, Ed, you just got to get your mind out of the gutter. You know, you just got to start thinking straight. I mean, it's right there in front of you. For Christ's sake, it wasn't an automobile. I mean, it was a fully loaded Lexus. The damn car had everything. It had everything, didn't it, Happy? I mean, that car was fully loaded, wasn't it?
No, Coach, it was a nuclear surfboard, remember?
You know, and the damn thing of it is, Ed, is, you know, Neon, he didn't want it. He didn't want the car. He didn't ask for anything, but, you know, he wasn't for sale. But we got it for him anyway. I mean, and I think personally that it would have been a hell of a deal, a good price. I mean, what did Neon do tonight? Does anybody know? How many boards did Neon have tonight?
13.
13 boards? Well, there you are. It would have been a hell of a deal. Can you imagine what Neon would have done if we'd have tried to give him a Ferrari? I mean, for Christ's sake, he might have scored 40 or 50 points. I mean, who knows? Who knows what he would have done for a Ferrari? No, you know, Neon, he didn't take anything. He didn't want anything. But some of the others did, didn't they, Happy? Wasn't there some of the other kids? What'd we give them? What, cars? Tractors? Give a kid a tractor? Another kid we gave a house? Didn't we give him a house? You know, bags of cash? I don't know what we gave these kids. You know, they asked for things, we gave it to them. I mean, you guys asked me to win, and I gave that to you, right? And the alumni are all over this win, which is the only time the alumni ever right, is when we win. Because this ain't about education. It ain't much about winning, and it sure as hell ain't much about basketball. It's about money. Just God money. That's what it's about, Ed. And I bought into it. I bought into it big time. I'm a big part of the problem.
Yeah. Stick a fork in this creep, because he's done. He's dead meat. You're finished. You will never coach in America again. You got that? Why don't you try Bulgaria? Here they're looking for wimps like you. Whiners! Now you get your hands off me! I can walk! Loser! You lost 3 years in a row! Gave you everything you wanted!
There goes Happy heading for the cash machine. Oh yeah, he's gonna get himself a middle linebacker. That guy's got the best players money can buy! The best players money can buy! You know, I'll tell you something else. You know, someplace in America right now, there's some 10-year-old kid. He's out there on that playground, and he's playing. He's dribbling between his legs. He's going left. He's going right. He's already above the rim. He's stuffing it home. And you know what's going to happen to this kid 5 minutes from now? He's going to be surrounded by agents and corporate sponsors and coaches. I mean, people like me just drooling over this kid because he holds our future employment in his hands. I mean, that's what we made this game. That's what we've done. You know, the best coaching job I ever did, it wasn't tonight. It was last season. You know, when we were 14 and 15, we had a losing season. But God, kids, they gave me their heart. They gave me everything they had. They played up to the maximum of their ability. They gave it everything. And you know, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough for me. It wasn't good enough for you. It wasn't good enough for anybody. That's pathetic. I mean, it's really pathetic. I've become what I despise. Yeah. I cheated my profession. Cheated myself. I cheated basketball. There's two words I didn't think could ever come out of my mouth. I didn't think I'd ever be able to say them. I quit.
Unlike many of the films that I have reviewed, this film was not nominated for any awards. It didn't get great reviews or even gross a great deal of money. So the question might be asked, why did you decide to review this film? When this film came out, it was lambasted for being too over the top, too dramatic. However, as the years and decades have went on, it has been looked at as the most accurate depiction at the dirty side of college athletics. With both the men's and women's Division I NCAA basketball tournaments starting, it is important for us to look at how much value we put on these schools winning. When this film was made, players could not get paid for their likeness or image use. Now they can. While that allows them to make money, it opens another avenue for corruption. It is okay to enjoy college sports. It is okay to cheer and be exuberant when your team wins. But do not let winning overshadow what is right. That is the lesson of this film, and why it is important, not just this weekend, but any time we view college athletics. I hope you join me next week when we look at the seminal coming-of-age tale, Good Will Hunting, starring Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and the late Robin Williams. For WMNH and Matt Connerton Unleashed, this has been a classic film review with Eric Pilcher.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody, as we cruise into our final segment today of Matt Connerton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. It is Friday, March 17, 2023. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And we do have a call. We'll grab this. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
It's your old pal, Hoppy.
Well, hello, Hoppy, if that is your real name.
Yeah, I was just telling your fans how I really loathe sports movies. How do you feel about sports movies?
Well, I'm not a sports fan, so I don't go out of my way to see a lot of sports movies, but I have seen a few. I remember going to see in the theater when it came out Any Given Sunday, but that was mainly just because Pacino was in it. And he's
because the Bubblehead was in it?
Well, Pacino's my favorite actor. Who's the Bubblehead?
Oh, Balloonhead, that actress from Florida.
I don't even remember. Who?
What's her name? She was in There's Something About Mary.
Oh. Wow, I'm blanking on her name, too. I know who you mean.
I was in Las Vegas, and she came in I think it was at the Bellagio for a wedding or something. And she got into an elevator, and it was fascinating. I wasn't drunk, and, I don't get high anymore, not for the last 40 years.
Uh-huh.
And it looked like, all I could think of was, it's like one of those flat Mylar balloons, and with a face painted on it.
Really?
So I call her Balloonhead.
I see. I'm glad you explained that because I did not know why you were saying that.
She was in a Martin Scorsese movie, too, Gangs of New York, and, horribly miscast because she can't act worth a proverbial fiddler's fart, if I can put it that way.
Ah, fiddler's fart, yes. Often use that
I was
expression.
going to use another Anglo-Saxonism with just one four-letter word, but I thought that would be vulgar.
Yes, that would be vulgar. I'd have to hit the dump button. Oh, Cameron Diaz, that's who you're thinking of. Yeah, I couldn't place her either.
Cameron Diaz, Balloonhead. What has ever happened to her, Matt Covington?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Is she on TV on a USA Today series or FX? There's so many programs on cable TV, Matt.
On cable television, there is a lot. Also, streaming, the streaming services. I know you've recently become a fan of Games of Thrones.
Oh,
or
Matt.
Game of Thrones, rather.
How could you bring that up on... is today some holiday? I think it's called St. Patrick's Day, right?
It is St. Patrick's Day, yes. Eric Pilcher says that Cameron Diaz retired from acting.
I think that she got retired for being a balloonhead, and she's she's an older gal now. She's not like Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda was both a sex pot, famed in the 60s and 70s for having the best rear end in the business, but she also had a great talent. So you can watch Jane Fonda and Grace and Frankie, where she's in her 70s. And, of course, she was with the great Lily Tomlin.
Yeah,
and
Jenny
she
used
just
to watch
goes
that.
on. I guess the series is over because Jane's about 84 or 85 now. And she can't go on pretending, she's 70-something.
Right.
But, Jane Fonda was a really good actress. And so her career goes on. It's like Meryl Streep, they'll be, she'll be trying to act while they're nailing the coffin shut,
Meryl
She was
Streep?
a great actress when she was in her 20s, in her 30s, 40s,
She
50s,
still is.
60s, and 70s,
Yeah.
Poor Cameron Diaz. She had her moment, Mac.
Yes, she did. She had quite a moment.
You know what I was really hoping for before I denounced St. Patrick's Day?
Uh-huh.
I already did denounce St. Patrick's Day, didn't I?
Did you? I don't remember you denouncing it.
I think I was on your show Wednesday, and you had a musical guest, and I said I did not like a holiday associated with one of my ethnic groups, associating it with public drunkenness.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. I remember that now. I don't like the association with corned beef and cabbage, which Easy G agrees with me is disgusting.
Good God. Can you... Oh, my God. It's worse than, like, eating well, Mexican food's great.
I love Mexican food.
Hey, holy smoke.
Mhm.
It becomes like a hazmat situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to explain to somebody today that I am not a Catholic, so I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Well, I think people associate St. Patrick's Day more with being Irish than they do specifically with Catholicism.
Yeah, but St. Patrick's a Catholic saint.
See, that hadn't even occurred to me. I don't think it occurs to most people, especially when they're chugging a green beer.
And the snakes that St. Patrick ran out of Ireland were actually the Druids. The snake being the symbol of the Ouroboros, of course.
Well, it's good of him, though, to run out the snakes. Yeah, Miriam is in the chat room, and she says, I remember Hoppy saying that. Yes, you did say that the other day.
You know, I can't be a member of the Order of Ancient Hibernians, or whatever the hell they call it. And you don't even, they're so forgiving, they'll let you in even if you aren't Irish. And my maternal grandfather was Irish, but I can't be a member of the Order of the Ancient Hibernians. And you know why that is, Mac.
You don't hibernate during the winter?
No, I'm not a Yeti, for Christ's sake. Or Sasquatch, whatever the hell you call it.
Well, I know you're not tall
I'm
enough.
not Catholic.
Right. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you have to be a Catholic to be a Hibernian.
I am not a Catholic, Mac. I am a mainstream Protestant who also worships a guru who is on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Mm-hmm.
A album that, for some inexplicable reason, you don't like.
Yeah, not a big Sgt. Pepper's fan. By the way, Tom Blanchard in the Facebook live chat, and he said it in all caps with lots of exclamation points. Jane Fonda, she's the most hated woman of my generation. By the way, I did just recently, and this is true, I actually saw, I was on an old pickup truck, I did see a bumper sticker that said, Vietnam vets aren't Fonda Jane.
Hey, you know, you can tell Tom Blanchard to blow it out his backside.
Oh, my
Jane
goodness.
Fonda was a superstar, won 2 Oscars, I think. Yeah, she won 2. She won one for Clute and the China Syndrome. And she was a sex pot. Undeniable.
Miriam says, my dad associated it with Catholicism, referring to St. Patrick's Day, and said in Ireland, green was for Catholics and orange was for Protestants, which is what he was. Interesting.
That's right. One of the few colors I can really see well is orange. And you have to be careful when you wear orange around Catholics, you know? Irish Catholics.
But you know what's weird about that? And if my dad's listening, he already knows where I'm going with this. My dad's Catholic, as you know, devout Catholic, but his favorite color is orange. He's a walking contradiction.
Well, you know, the Orangemen, you know, they do get into riots with the Catholics, you know, up in Belfast and Derry, which the English called Londonderry, of course. We in New Hampshire have both a Londonderry and a Derry.
Yes.
Yes. 2 distinct places that attract presidential candidates. I expect Marianne Williamson to be bellowing outside of the Derry Opera House sometime this year or in early 2024, and hope my camera is on when it happens.
Yeah, Miriam says in Ireland they killed each other over it. Well, it's a good thing my dad wasn't there. He would have, he might have, because orange being his favorite color, he might have ended up on the wrong team by mistake.
No, it's like colors and gangs, you know. He wouldn't make that mistake.
In gangs? Oh, do they like dance before they fight in Ireland?
No, it's gangs, you know, red, blue.
Oh,
Crip,
you mean,
blood.
oh, right, yes.
You can get killed, you know, for wearing the wrong colors. At least, you know, when you watch the movie Colors, directed by Dennis Hopper.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised that Eric hasn't dragged that one out of the bin.
Yes, but you did say in the chat room you are not a fan of sports films generally, and then you proceeded to list several sports films that you do like.
Well, The Natural, which is based on Bernard, is it Bernard? Can't be Bernard. Malamud's story. What's Malamud's first name? Great writer. But he's Jewish, you know. What Jew has a name? Well, I guess you can have Bernie, right? Oh, yeah. I guess it is Bernard Malamud. It's awful to be a sexagenarian and be losing your mind, Mac.
Oh.
But you've known me since my mid or early 50s, and I had lost my mind by then, too, hadn't I?
Well, at least you're consistent.
Well, Malamud wrote a great novel, but the movie, which is masterfully done, is different because it's a movie, right? You know,
No.
And it's a retelling of the Arthurian tale of the Wasteland, and it's the only movie that can make me cry, Matt.
Really?
Oh yeah. You know, and surprisingly, Mr. Baseball had never seen that movie.
Oh,
and
that
he died before I could give him the DVD.
That
which
does.
I've been promising him for 4 or 5 years to lend to him.
That does surprise me. By the way, Tom Blanchard says in the chat room, big deal. Ask John about the Handy Hotel and tell me again how handy Jane was. Oh, I'm sorry, how handy Jane and what she did to our POWs.
Well, first of all, it was an imperialist war and it was quite controversial. Secondly, she's apologized for it.
Yes,
and
yes.
Third, as she said, and people like Dick Cavett comment on the time, she was incredibly naive at the time.
Yes. Yep, true.
But,
Absolutely.
Howard Zinn went to Hanoi and got a couple of POWs out, I think in
Really?
68.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll be damned. Wow.
You see, it was an undeclared war.
Well, yeah, we haven't declared war since World War II.
No, the United States has caused more war and more death by war than any other country, since World War II. And so, yeah, I don't approve what Jane Fonda did, but
No.
She's got a backside. Baby has back, even into her late 70s.
Wow.
Not to give it, I'm an old Texas pig. There's a lot of forgiveness in that, If she'd been a lousy actress or, she got sagging you-know-whats and a pot belly, I'd probably think differently of her.
I liked her in On Golden Pond.
I've never seen On Golden Pond.
Oh, you should. Let me just...
I refuse.
No, let me just tell you a very quick anecdote about that film. When I was a kid, so I was a kid when that came out, and
1981,
and someone was going to take me and my friend, my best friend at the time, Billy, was going to take us to see that movie, An Adult in Our Lives. I don't remember who it was. I think it might have been Billy's mother, actually. And we were kind of like, ooh, you want to take us to that? We had no interest in seeing it, but we went, and we loved it. It's very, very funny. We had no idea.
Christ, how old were you?
I was very young. Probably too young to be taken to an R-rated. I think it's R-rated because of some of the language in it. We were very little.
Was Jane,
but
running around in a bikini.
You're never too young for that necessarily. But the point being,
I'm getting excited thinking about it.
That is a very, very funny film. At the time, it wasn't advertised. It was advertised. It looked like this sort of sappy drama. And we were like, ooh.
Yeah, that's what I think of it as. Yeah,
Dude,
what I think of
John, it is very, very funny. It's a comedy. It wasn't advertised as that. It's never presented as that. But it's actually very funny, and I recommend it. You should see it.
All right, Mac. If somebody's got a DVD, or maybe they'll go on a Russian pirate site and see it. But I did see On Golden Blonde.
Oh, well, that's a different film. I haven't seen that one.
With Jamie Summers.
I'm assuming that one is not a comedy necessarily, but probably
Sadly,
a film not appropriate for a young person.
Sadly, Jamie Summers' overture was made on videotape in the 90s, so nothing's better than 480p, It's like, seeing the old silent movies that have gone, that have deteriorated. It's enough to bring tears to an old Fox eyes,
Jamie Summers. Now, isn't that also the name of the $6 million woman?
Yes. She needed a name, so she could, can I use the word screw?
Yeah, I guess. It depends on the
to
context,
have
of course.
sexual intercourse
Oh.
on camera. So she took the name Jamie Summers, which I also believe Katharine Hepburn played Jamie Summers in the Philadelphia Story. And I think Lindsay I like to say Wagner, although her name's Wagner in English.
Yes.
You know, I did live in Germany for 2 years. You know, I actually had a poster of her when she was a $6 Million Woman. I think she spelled her name, though, Somers.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Jamie Summers did, too.
By the way,
I didn't really look at the credits much, if you know what I mean.
It's I do. It's 10 minutes of, and Rob Azevedo and Paulie Stone have not arrived, so I'm beginning to suspect they're not coming in live this week.
So I have time to tell my Jamie Summers strip club story.
Probably not.
When is Matt Covington Cut going to be back on the air?
Well, you know, we can't. I can't discuss that here. It's on when it's on, usually around 3 a.m., and it's only available on the dark web. And as DJ Midas once said, if you can't find it, you can't afford it.
Dude, the paywall on it is too hard to penetrate.
And how? Well,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So now you will not be around next week. Is that correct?
Why? Do you have tears in your eyes anticipating my return?
No, I was just
I'm
asking.
flattered.
I was just asking because you said something on Wednesday about you weren't going to be around next week.
Yes, I'm going to do a taped version of the Robert F. Kennedy Part 2. You know, I covered his appearance at St. Anselm at the Institute of Politics, and there was a lot. I was going to do it this week, but because of the exigencies of the time, I did a show about art and about the banking crisis, with the Silicon Valley Bank,
Yes.
with Dr. Jeff Cassell.
Ah, yes. And all right. Well, good.
Oh, I forgot why I called.
Oh my goodness. Yes, go ahead.
Did Ron call in today?
I've not heard from Ron today. He doesn't always call on Fridays.
Well, what about the pizza?
Well, we don't take Ron's calls strictly for the pizza. We enjoy Ron, and we like Ron very much. He's our friend.
Well, it's just like Jane Fonda's World Class Behind and her antics up in Hanoi. I mean, the pizza goes a long way to making him palatable.
Well,
in more ways than one. Huh?
Oh my goodness. Well, now. No, we love Ron. We love Ron.
I'd actually be interested in knowing what both Ron and Eric Gagnon, the infamous Sleazy G, think of Jane Fonda. But that'll be for a couple weeks from now, huh?
Now, can you address this? Now, I've not heard this, but Tom said in the chat room, our POWs gave her their social security numbers, and she gave them all the notes to the Vietnam general, and they were all tortured to death?
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, sure.
I've never heard that.
Where'd you get that one off? That's not even something Fox News would go with. That's like Newsmax.
I was going to say, I've never heard that before. I don't know. Alrighty.
I don't know of any POW that was tortured to death, but they certainly were treated viciously.
Oh, of course.
They have my sympathy. I interviewed John McCain more than once, and it completely F-worded him up, in my opinion.
Oh, I need to say this in case hashtag Mike Banks is listening. Heartbeat Golden in the chat room says, hi, hashtag Mike Banks. Check your vehicle that you left Isaac's glasses in the car, we said.
Is that down in North Carolina?
I believe so. That's in Greensboro, North Carolina. Apparently, Isaac's glasses were left in the car of hashtag Mike Banks.
That's where the white supremacists massacred the communists back in 1979. You can actually look it up.
In Greensboro?
Greensboro Massacre, bro.
Oh. Oh, I will look
the
that up.
only good red is the dead red, right?
Oh my goodness, better.
That's what Tom Blanchard seems to be saying about one of my favorite actresses.
Better
and
dead than red.
IMPO'd.
I understand. Yes, you sound significantly peeved.
Well, you know, when you're beautiful, there's a lot of forgiveness there, and that's genetically hardwired into us.
Tom?
In fact, when I come on your show, we'll talk about Marilyn Monroe. I wrote a very, very good piece for Medium that basically lays it on the line, but the title I can't even repeat on FM radio.
Tom says it is a fact. Look it up. Jenny put this in the chat room. She says, it says, I assume she copied this from somewhere. Years after her trip to North Vietnam, Fonda apologized for offending American veterans of the war, saying it was a terrible mistake to pose on an anti-aircraft gun that shot at U.S. planes. In a 2005 memoir, she said she realized only after the photos had been taken that she was sitting on a gun. Says it was a photo. I can't find the notes.
Anti-aircraft gun.
Yeah.
It was a really stupid thing to do.
Right.
But she was incredibly naive at the time, and she was not, that was part of her growing up, I guess.
And
those were very, you think that nowadays things are full of antagonism. That's BS. Nastier when I was a kid than it is now, perhaps. People just forget,
And Heartbeat Golden says, we say that we from North Greensboro, North Carolina, hashtag Matt Connerton, and that's Isaac's brother, Mike Banks, drives his own car, we said. All right, well, we need
One last thing.
Yes, quickly.
Donald Sutherland was her lover, and he says he still thinks about her breath, and it takes his breath away. And that's 50 years after they were lovers.
My goodness. Well,
oh yeah, she was world class, but she was a great, terrific actress too, and a really good-looking dame.
Yes. All right, John.
There's nothing shameful about being good-looking. God knows I've been persecuted for it ever since I grew this beard.
Oh, me too. I feel like people look at me just like I'm a piece of meat. It's
piece of meat. Oh my God,
it's shameful. All right.
Okay, Mac. Have a good weekend.
All right, John. You too. Thank you for the call. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
All right. Very good. We are out of time. So I guess Granite State of Mind is pre-taped this week because I've not seen either Rob Azevedo or Pauly Stone in the building. So I guess they're not here. But I will be here. I will be back tonight for Retro Spectrum Radio live from 8 to 11 p.m. with, of course, Pauly C. I have the honor and privilege of being one of his co-hosts, and that will be tonight. Shannon's on the line, but Shannon, very, very quickly.
Yes, I just wanted to drop some Irish knowledge on St. Patrick's Day.
Sure.
In Victorian Ireland, Charles Stewart Parnell, born 1846 to 1891, had on the top of O'Connell Street in Dublin. There's an obelisk there, and on that obelisk says, "No man shall have the right to fix the boundaries to the march of a nation."
Okay. All right. We got to go. Thanks, Shannon.
Bye.
Bye. All right. We got to go. I will be back tonight for Retro Spectrum Radio with Pauly C. If you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And Monday on the show, we will have Jenny's son, Jesse Coffey, will be here with us live in studio. He's going to bring his guitar. He's going to play for us. Very talented musician. That will be cool. We're going to leave you with a little bit of the song Savages by Downhill Rollers. Not much of it because we're out of time. But I do love this song. All right, I'll talk to you all tonight on Retro Spectrum Radio with Pauly C. Bye, everybody.